Kim, according to Rivals, the last 5 Miami recruiting classes have ranked 11, 21, 26, 19, and 12. I got 2 of those out of order, but the same numbers, 11, 21, 26, 12, and 19, for an average of 17.8 in the country. Certainly nothing wrong with that, not bad. But number 1 in the ACC at a time when Clemson has emerged as possibly the best football program in the country, and Florida State, despite having a down season and the Jimbo Fisher effect, who knows what the effect was. I don't know where they ranked. I haven't looked it up. You're talking about top 5 talent at Florida State each and every year, as long as they've been recruiting almost each and every time. This Miami class is the best in the ACC, clearly, and it's number 6 in the country. That's what the ranking is currently, according to 247 Sports. Why the difference this year?
I think that you're seeing the positive interaction on the field, i.e. we're winning games, is a big thing. And I talked about this the last time that I was on with the change in paradigm for recruiting for this cycle, which has locked them down and really use that Mac Brown, Texas kind of mentality, having those junior days, get everybody in, and having that camaraderie between the kids be the thing that drives the recruiting. So the official visit weekend, December 15th weekend before the signing period, Mark Richt openly said after signing day, and he could talk about the kids by name or the early signing period. On that first day, he had a press conference after most of the guys had signed. And once they've signed, then you can talk about them by name. And so Mark Richt did, and he said, the visit weekend last weekend, by bringing in 18 guys, it was because, 17, excuse me, I think, visited the weekend before signing day, because Jaron Williams had previously visited for the Notre Dame game for his official, and then Nessa Silvera saving his for January. So you brought in all the other guys, I want to say, out of that group. And it was hard for Mark Richt to really spend the same time that he normally would when you only have 5 or 6 official visits. So he said, I can't have that meeting with everybody that takes an hour. I can't do all those things. But what we're banking on is the camaraderie of that group is really what does the deal. That's what makes the recruiting work. And I think that that's really what we've seen. Miami identified a lot of guys early, and there was not a lot of changing targets. It wasn't, okay, I'm going to recruit you for a little bit, and then I'm going to go over here. It was like, no, you're my guy, and come hell or high water, I'm recruiting you. And I think that really paid off. So, it's just a different kind of interaction. Matt Doherty in the recruiting department, he's the director of recruiting, putting on all these events on campus, off campus, coordination of who's going to go where, when, among the assistant coaching staff, and then Mark Richt himself really spearheaded everything for that. Got a couple shout outs from Mark Richt at his press conference. So I want to shout him out as well. So, yeah, just changing things up a little bit. And again, winning games is the biggest thing, and if we're talking about, I mentioned this before, where Patrick Surtain Jr. was not considering Miami at all, and now is to some extent. I'm not going to say that Miami's at the top of his list, but they're on the list when before they had not been. If Miami would have went 8-4 in the regular season again, or 7-5, or something like that, I guarantee you that Pat Surtain Jr. would not have thought of Miami. But with a positive change in the record on the field, now you're seeing some of those things that are changing on the landscape of recruiting. So really, using the peer level recruiting, changing the timeline of recruiting, and then just the event planning for the whole recruiting process. I think all those things put together with winning games, I think that's why you're seeing an uptick in Miami's recruiting.